Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Let's just jump right into it. I believe the White House is pursuing a strategy of what I call a three-dimensional stimulus using Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, what is very interesting, and I'll actually prove it to you with an actual segment, is that normally regional news networks, in this case, I'll talk to you about regional news networks in West Virginia and Arizona. Normally, a regional news network does not get the attention of important federal officials like the president, like the vice president. In fact, an Arizona news station basically said, hey, we reached out to former Vice President Mike Pence when he was in Arizona and he didn't get back to us. We weren't able to get President Trump on television for a regional news show. And the reason for that is because elected officials prefer going on national networks. But the Biden administration, in an effort to create the three-dimensional PR strategy, the public relations pressure campaign, if you will, on specific senators in specific states, which is super interesting. In this case, I'm talking about Joe Manchin, the conservative Democrat from West Virginia. There he is. Hello, Joe. So what's happening is the Vice President of the United States has been deployed by the administration to local news networks in West Virginia and in Arizona. And keep in mind, in Arizona, we have Kristen Sinema. That's the senator, Kristen Sinema. Hello, Senator Sinema. Keep in mind that in Arizona, we have the Democratic Senator, Kristen Sinema. Hello, Senator Kristen. So what happens is in Arizona as well, the effort from the Biden administration is to create some pressure from constituents towards important senators. In these two cases, we have again Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia and Senator Kristen Sinema from Arizona. The effort to create pressure from constituents on those senators to pass a large, ambitious, and an aggressive stimulus package. Very interesting strategy from the administration, and this is not a strategy that previous administrations have used. So the Vice President Kamala Harris, there she is. Hello, Vice President. Actually spoke with WSAZ-3 in Charleston, West Virginia, and made a case for a large stimulus package. Not only that, the Vice President also spoke with the Charleston Board Editorial Gazette. The Vice President also appeared virtually in Arizona. She spoke with ABC 15 in Phoenix virtually and also spoke with the Arizona Republic Editorial Board. And this is a quote from the Vice President Kamala Harris to the Arizona Republic. She said, and I'm quoting her, if we don't pass this bill, I'm going to be very candid with you. We know more people are going to die in our country. More people will lose their jobs and our children are going to miss more school. We've got to be here collectively to say this is not an option in America. We've got to get relief to people as quickly as possible, and this bill will do that. As it relates to Congress, we have the plan now and we need the members of Congress to act. It's a pretty interesting PR strategy, everyone, again focusing on regional networks who have been ignored by previous administrations. Let's take a look at this headline on your screen from WSAZ-3, which is a news channel in Arizona, and the headline reads, Vice President Kamala Harris speaks exclusively with WSAZ about challenges facing our region. In the next headline, you'll see this headline from the Charleston Gazette-Mail, which reads, Vice President urges West Virginia to support American Rescue Plan. And here's another headline on your screen with ABC 15 in Arizona. And the headline reads, Vice President Kamala Harris talks Rescue Plan, American Rescue Plan, COVID next steps in an exclusive interview with ABC 15 in Arizona. And here's another headline on your screen from AZ Central, which reads, Vice President Kamala Harris looks to Arizona for public support on the COVID relief bill. And one of the interesting approaches from the White House is to make it clear that all the jobs lost because of coal mining will be made up for with green energy. In fact, Vice President Kamala Harris makes a case for new job creation, and she addresses the concerns about loss of energy jobs in this very interesting segment with WSAZ-3 in Arizona. Let's take a look at this segment with Vice President Kamala Harris appearing on a regional network in Arizona to build support with outreach to local communities, and in this case it's WSAZ-3 in Arizona. Let's roll the tape and hear from Vice President Kamala Harris.
Employment, of course, during the pandemic has been a major issue, as you've touched on. Adding to that uncertainty, people in traditional energy jobs have concerns about the Biden administration's clean energy plan. People who work in coal especially have heard before that there will be jobs and programs to help them transition to no avail. Why should they believe that this time will be different?
Well, first of all, let me say that the president has been very clear that this is not about any existing leases in terms of coal on and what we're doing in terms of oil and coal and federal lands. This is about what we need to do going forward to create more jobs. The president feels very strongly that when we are thinking about saving our environment, when you talk to him about climate change, the first thing that he talks about is job creation. And so it's job creation around investing in American manufacturing, job creation in terms of investing in American infrastructure and building up, back up American infrastructure, job creation around, for example, all of those skilled workers who are in the coal industry and transferring those skills to what we need to do in terms of dealing with reclaiming abandoned landmines, what we need to do around plugging leaks from oil and gas wells, and transferring those important skills to the work that has yet to be done that needs to get done.
Work that many Americans would.
And I are really clear. We can't continue this way, and we've got to work with a sense of urgency. And so we're offering the American Rescue Plan that's about opening schools back up in a safe way. It's about getting support for small businesses, getting relief for families. So many people have been unemployed for almost a year at this point, hardworking folks who have lost their jobs through no fault of their own. And the president and I feel very strongly that these are the moments when we are facing a crisis of unbelievable proportion, that the American people deserve their leaders to step up and stand up for them.
The plan includes things like $1,400 checks for each person in a household, expanded unemployment benefits, and it would mount a national vaccination program. West Virginia has been leading the nation when it comes to actually getting shots in arms. Earlier this week, President Biden said that distribution would be based on a state's population. West Virginia is a small state with one of the oldest and most vulnerable populations. So is basing the distribution on a state's population fair, especially when small states like West Virginia are efficiently getting people vaccinated?
Our plan is to get everybody vaccinated without any question. So our plan was and remains that for the first 100 days of our administration, 100 million vaccinations will be performed. But listen, that's why we have the American Rescue Plan, because we have over 320 million people in our country. It's that, and it's more. It's also about looking at the rates of child poverty in our country that have been highlighted and have grown exponentially because of the fact that their parents are now unemployed. And so our American Rescue Plan is also about lifting children out of poverty.
Today, I asked the Vice President about what message she wants to send to the people of our region, people that overwhelmingly supported the previous administration. Her response to him is coming up tonight at 10 and 11. But we'll post more of that interview on WSAZ.com. We should also say welcome back.
Thank you very much. Good to be back. And interesting that the White House actually reached out to us for that interview, which was very interesting.
And a rare opportunity, too.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right. You know, we've always asked administrations to sit down for an interview. In fact, it was just 2 weeks ago we requested an interview with the former Vice President Mike Pence while he was in West Virginia, but that request was not requested. We also requested one with President Trump several times during the administration while he was in office, and our requests were never met. But again, this was a request that actually came from the White House to WSAZ.
That was interesting, right? In fact, today, the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki actually weighed in on this and said that the Vice President is going to be reaching out regionally and nationally in order to build public support for the big stimulus package, to make a case directly with the American people. This is a very interesting, I call it a three-dimensional strategy to build support for the stimulus from all sides, as opposed to just leaving it to a certain set of lawmakers. It's very clear the Democrats are approaching this very strategically and trying to build public support, trying to say, hey, we're being bipartisan, and at the same time pursuing reconciliation. Let me know what you think of this really interesting segment with the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki talking about the Vice President's regional and national approach towards building public support for stimulus. Let's roll the tape.
Yesterday we saw Vice President Harris do local media interviews in the states of West Virginia and Arizona. Obviously there's been a lot of focus on your efforts to get Republicans on board. Are you concerned that budget reconciliation even may not be realistic, or that you may lose some Democrats? Is that why Vice President Harris was making those calls to shore up Democratic support?
Vice President Harris was making those calls because we want to make the case to the American people across the country. And obviously, she's not traveling to those states and holding big events or even events with, not big crowds, but some crowd. And so this was a way to do exactly that.
Why those states specifically?
I think she'll do a number of more regional calls and regional interviews, as will other members of the team, and including on national networks, of course, and that will continue in the days ahead.
So that's it, everybody. Super interesting segments featuring the Vice President Kamala Harris. There she is. Hello, Vice President. And the White House Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki, who reinforced the position of the Biden administration by saying, hey, the Vice President is reaching out regionally and nationally. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. In case you're new to my channel, check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I want you to know that on this channel, we focus on politics, we focus on the economy. Now, I want you to understand what's going on in the complex world of Washington, D.C., what President Biden is up to, what House Speaker Pelosi is up to, what the Senate Majority Leader, new Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer is up to, and what the bane of his existence, the Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, is up to. I help you understand all the games, all the chess games that get played in Washington, D.C., all the different players in the chess games, including the four individuals I just mentioned, because I want you to understand what's going on so you can make sense of the craziness that surrounds us. If you want to get breaking news and alerts from us, simply get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000, that's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS alerts at any point in time that you want. You can also get added to our email alerts list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and then you can get added to our email list going forward. Now, keep in mind that sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time, so all you have to do is simply bookmark our channel, youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. Just bookmark the home page of our channel, and then you'll be able to visit the home page of our channel and watch any of the videos at any point in time that you want, and you're not going to miss a single video. As always, you'll find a link in the description section below to all the resources we use in the creation of the content in our videos, so you can dig deeper into that content on your own. Also, please comment below and let us know what you think. Our community is bipartisan, it's respectful, it's growing very, very rapidly. All I ask from you is that you please give me a like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I'll do anything for a like, including show you some of my rather bizarre breakdancing skills. Here they are. Okay, that was it. Those were my breakdancing skills. No, but seriously, I would appreciate it if you can give me a like. That would mean a lot to me. That does help out the YouTube algorithm. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. And you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. In fact, here's my Twitter feed. You'll see what stories I'm reading. You'll be able to follow the news with me because I retweet in real time. So definitely follow us on Twitter and become a part of our growing community. Speaking of community, please share this video with just 2 friends or family members. I would really appreciate that because all the content on our channel that we provide, the news content, is all free for you to watch. All I ask of you is you please help me grow the community and please share this video with 2 friends or family members. Once again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I would really appreciate that. That sets about a confetti-like atmosphere for me because that makes me happy. And my goal for all our viewers and subscribers is, as we get through the different crises that are surrounding us now, I want it to be raining money for you. I want you to learn how to make money because that's step 1. Then I want you to learn how to save money. And then the final and the most important step is I'm going to help you learn how to invest money. There are many different playlists on our channel. Check out the Financial Freedom playlist. Check out the Managing Your Money playlist. There are many playlists that will help you understand how to manage your money. Fundamentally, you need to, again, know how to make money, how to save money, and how to invest money. And that's what I'll teach you on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time.